Hello and welcome back to the channel. Would you like to get rich quick? I'm sure most people would. One of the new ways people are trying to get rich quick is by cryptocurrency investing. And while cryptocurrency investing has made millionaires and even billionaires, it's also possible to lose everything. In this week's episode, I'm going to use my web safety guru knowledge to give you a couple of pointers about how to avoid losing your money. I'm Terry, and this is Web Safety Guru. So if you have come across any cryptocurrency related videos on YouTube, you'll often find the YouTubers giving the disclaimer that they're not a financial advisor. This is just something to avoid them being sued, basically. Needless to say, I am not a financial advisor and nothing I'm going to say here is financial advice. So the first question I'm sure you're all anxious to know is cryptocurrency a scam? Well, the short answer to that is there are over 10,000 cryptocurrency coins and some of them are scams. It's not a number that's easy to quantify. Some scams are more obvious than others. One big red flag to look out for is if a single owner or wallet owns a large proportion of the value of that currency, because that means that they could just sell just like that and the value of that currency could fall dramatically, leaving them rich and everyone else out of pocket. Now, the first lesson I want to talk about is something I'll go over again and again on the Web Safety Guru training. That is the importance of not panicking and always having a plan. So I want you to imagine these three scenarios. 1, you think you have a virus on your computer, you run a scan and it confirms it. Perhaps even it confirms that you have several viruses. 2, you find out that you've been hacked on one of your accounts, such as Facebook. You change your password and then you find out you've been hacked again. And 3, you receive a very scary sounding email. The email tells you that they've accessed all your data. It gives you specific information such as passwords or your address that give you credible reason to believe the hacker has serious information on you. So in these three scenarios, you'll probably have one reaction for all of them, and that is to panic. In the Web Safety Guru training, I'll encourage you not to panic, and also that each of these scenarios can be beaten if you've got a plan to deal with them. One example of this, if you're simultaneously being hacked and have a virus, you need to fix the problems in the right order. If you're hacked and do nothing about the virus, then you just change your password. If the virus is a keylogger that records all your keystrokes, it will just give the password information to the hacker. So you need to fix the virus before you change all your passwords. So how does this all relate to cryptocurrency, I hear you asking? Well, early in May, there was a rather large crypto crash, which involved lots of panic selling. The symptoms essentially were that a lot of people had bought in, lost, for example, half their investment, and then panic sold the rest. Now, this is a bad thing to do. As I said at the top of this video, I'm not here to give financial advice, and this isn't financial advice. Sometimes, if you hold an asset and it loses half its value, it will stop falling and bounce back. Sometimes, if you've got an asset that loses half its value, it will carry on falling. So what I'm not doing is talking about the merits of holding or selling individual coins here. But the bad thing is panic selling without a plan. If you're investing in these things, you should already have a plan for what to do if the price drops. This plan can certainly change depending on external factors like global market conditions or some black swan event, by all means. But the very worst thing you can do is just get the red mist or have a fight or flight reaction and shit your pants and take all your chips off the table. It's a very destructive thing to do. The decision might be right or wrong, but you've got to be making that decision for the right reasons. Panic crashes have caused all sorts of depressions in the past, from the tulip bubble going to the Great Depression. And only panicking is never something that's going to help you out. So just as I say, have a plan. Know what to do in case of certain scenarios. It's particularly true of web safety. Know what to do if you're going to get hacked. Know what to do if you're going to get a virus. and work these things out. And I can't emphasize enough that one of the things we'll do on the program is I will work these things through with you, so that you'll know exactly what to do if you get a particular kind of virus. So it's just the same with crypto investing, really. Don't just see the red numbers, everything's falling by a big amount, and then go, you should already know what you would do under certain circumstances, because the people who end up rich, the people who don't panic, they do things for the right reason at the right time. Now, for the second part of this video, I'm going to talk about a very specific example that is topical. It happened early in May. So the background is that there was a particular coin that was one of the biggest 10 cryptocurrencies, and there was something called a stable coin, which I'll come on to shortly. And we were talking about the fourth biggest stable coin in existence, I think. These two things basically dropped out of existence earlier in the month. The cryptocurrency was called TERRA LUNA. It fell 99%, and a lot of smart artists thought it would be a good time to buy in, only to find out that the price dropped another 99% from when they bought in. So you could have had something, you'd have had £10,000 in it, say, and a week later it'd have been worth less than £1. The stablecoin was something called UST, and I'm going to explain all about stablecoins in a minute, because I think that's where the real scandal of the episode lies. So when you make any kind of investment, you should always have an exit plan. The exit plan for cryptocurrencies is something called stablecoins. You might be wondering what a stablecoin is. Whereas most investments go up and down quite dramatically in value, stablecoins, as the name suggests, should remain stable. So as I'm making this video, the price of Bitcoin is approximately $30,000. In a year's time, it might be $10,000, it might be $100,000. But if you've got a stablecoin, and you've got $1,000 of that stablecoin, it should be worth $1,000 in a year, it should be worth $1,000 in 10 years, and $1,000 in a million years' time. It's designed never to change in value. Stablecoins are usually pegged to a fixed asset of a known value, for example, the US dollar, the Great British pound, the price of gold. So the idea goes that when you have a stable coin, such as USDT or USDC, these are pegged to the dollar. The idea is that for every dollar of these stable coins that exists, there should be a real US dollar that backs it up. So that if everybody sold every single stable coin, the people who manufactured the stable coins would have enough assets to actually cover it. It's a bit like if a bank, you may have seen It's a Wonderful Life, for example. If everyone takes their money out of the bank at the same time, the question is, does the bank have enough assets to pay everyone? And if it doesn't, basically it's a scam going on. One of the great debates at the moment about cryptocurrency is whether the stable coins that exist are backed up by real assets or a scam. The problem with the two things that disappeared last week, one was a normal cryptocurrency and one was a stable coin, but they both backed each other up. And one came under attack by a group of people trying to sell it and drive the price down. And that destroyed the stable coin, and then the stable coin destroyed the coin, and they went into like a death spiral, where the collapse of one led to the collapse of the other, which perpetuated the collapse of both of them. So the problem essentially was that UST was not backed by real dollars, it was backed by a mathematical algorithm. It was supposed to be unbreakable, and how many times have we heard that before? It was the Titanic of cryptocurrencies, really. This thing cannot sink. Yes, it can. So we had a black swan event, extreme market conditions, a big sell-off, and that destroyed an unbacked stable currency, which destroyed a very large cryptocurrency. The result, there's two dead currencies there, because neither, they were both backed on nothing, really. Now, I should point out that a lot of people invested a lot of money in these things. To give a context of what happened to the stablecoin, that should have always been worth $1. Yes, sometimes all stablecoins will fluctuate between, say, 99 cents and 101 cents. But what happened here is that stablecoin went from $1 to 70 cents to 50 cents. Last time I looked, it was 14 cents. So if you'd had £70,000 invested in this stablecoin, it would now be worth 10,000. And of course, the scandal there is that when you invest in a stablecoin, you put £70,000 in, you expect £70,000 out. So it was a great tragedy for the people who actually lost lots of money in these things thinking they were perfectly safe. Now with the TERRA Luna coin, that was a high risk cryptocurrency, and if you invest in these things, you can win, you can lose, and you take the rough with the smooth. If it goes down, well, you know what you're investing in. With stablecoins, I think the real crime was that the people who lost out there didn't realise that they could even lose, and frankly, they shouldn't have been able to. So to tie this all up, what I really want to say is, it's the old adage about if something seems too good to be true, then it very often is. Now, UST was offering interest rates in excess of 20%, and that should have been sending off warnings to people. When you invest in anything like this, it's new, it's unregulated, it's unproven. So all the due diligence you do, you know, when you're opening up a bank account, you need to do so much more due diligence for these things. Yes, some of them will make you money, but you have to be especially careful making sure you're not on one of the ones that's a scam. So in the particular case of stablecoins, the question I would encourage you all to ask when doing your research is my stablecoin backed by real money? Don't just be lured by high interest rates. The stablecoin you're looking at needs credibility and it needs proper backing. I very much expect that regulators will be clamping down hard on these things soon, so maybe in a couple of years' time all the ones that are left are properly backed. But don't put your money in something if you don't know for certain that you can get it out again. So in conclusion, my main message here is not about cryptocurrencies themselves, it's about always having a web safety head on. In the case of the stable coins, you need to be asking the right questions. Are they safe? Are they backed? Am I going to get my money back? It's just like any other offer you might get over the internet. You could be offered something fantastic, but you've got to be asking the questions about safety and how honest it is. It's especially true in an unregulated market. If your bank goes under, you're going to get compensation to the tune of around £75,000, £85,000. If a cryptocurrency collapses, you're going to get zero. And once again, I'll re-emphasise the point. If you're investing in something, the price drops. You may buy, you may sell, you may hold, but what you do not want to do is panic. Do things for the right reason. Research first. Better go through scenarios such as, oh, if the price does drop 50% overnight, what do I do? Rehearse it in your head. It's exactly the same as if you get a virus or if you get a scary email or if you get hacked. You need to be prepared for the eventuality. You need to know what you're going to do and do it calmly. And that's the way you'll avoid losing more money than you have to. There's no way of avoiding losing money on cryptocurrencies if your luck's not in and you're in a falling market. But you can always minimise your losses and minimise your damage, just like you can if you've been hacked or had a virus. You might not be able to stop all the damage, but you'll be able to stop most of it, and then you'll end up in a much better place than if the wheels have come off. So that's my message there. Due diligence on everything and calmness at all times. That's the approach I would recommend. There are some very good crypto YouTubers if you want to know more about this subject, and I'll put some links in the description below. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments under this video. And I'll be back soon with a new video, hay fever permitting. Make sure you subscribe and you'll receive a notification when there's a new video on the channel. Please like and share this video, it helps spread the word. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And until next time, stay safe online.